there, Marvel Legends fans. This is Wesatron. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the first in my new case of Marvel Legends figures. This is Marvel Legends Series 3, I believe. This is the Punisher figure, officially known as Marvel Knights, because he is going to be a split or variant, however you want to call it, with Blade, who will be coming out in the next case assortment. And this one actually has an unusual amount of these, whatever you want to call them, variants, I guess. U.S. Agent will stay the same. Punisher's going to be switched out for Blade. Doctor Doom's going to be switched out for Future Foundation Doctor Doom. Deadpool for Red Deadpool. This is X-Force Deadpool. And Mystique here for, well, they could say X-Mutants. X-Mutants Mystique will be switched out for Danny Moonstar from the old New Mutants comic. So that's pretty interesting. As far as packaging goes, it's kind of basic, but it's also some of my favorite packaging on the market today. They've got these great designs, this great art up at the top. I'm not sure the artist, his name, but it looks like a guy who's worked on X-Force. I'm not sure his name, though. Very cool artwork. Some shots down the side you'll see of some of the various characters in there. Very cool. You'll notice this is not a Build-A-Figure wave. They decided to, it's kind of a filler wave to get to the next wave. So they include stands instead of Build-A-Figure pieces, but you can also see this guy's absolutely just loaded down with weaponry. And just tons of guns. It looks great. On the back, they don't get very descriptive or anything. Very simple. Just kind of basic stuff about these guys being vigilantes, but very nice artwork. I really dig it. I really love the package design. Yeah, let's get this guy open, see what he's made of. And we're back, and we have Frank out of package. And as you can see, the guy just looks really cool. He poses pretty nice on his base. The peg hole for it does fit his foot pretty snugly, so just be careful with that. That hole will probably widen over time. Yeah, I know, that's what she said, haha. So the base is just your standard HeroScape thing the Avengers came with, so I didn't look to see if they match, but yeah. So our more eagle-eyed viewers might notice that some of this guy looks pretty familiar. And our extremely eagle-eyed viewers would notice that lots of him looks very familiar. Pretty much his whole body, but not quite all of it. On hand here, now that I got him, stand up, Frank. Don't be a jerk, Frank. Gosh, Frank. Here we have him next to the Iron Man. Wait a minute, no, it wasn't Iron Man. It was the Captain America Nick Fury action figure. As you'll see, they share quite a lot of body parts. Midsection, arms, hands, legs to a certain point. Once it gets to the knee, you'll see he's kind of baggy here and then tapers into some combat boots. Whereas Frank, he kind of sticks a little wide with these new boots that they've designed for him. It's kind of, if I can get a little shade there. There you go. You can see it's kind of lined as opposed to having laces. So a little more kind of future combat, or maybe mixing combat boots with this kind of a superhero vibe, which is cool, I mean, it's hard to make a character this over-the-top work in both realms, and I think they did a pretty startling good job at it. Get a quick look at his face. You can see it very closely mimics what they've been doing in the Marvel Universe line. Very cool, comic booky, but kind of got some of that grit to it. Very cool. This is his newer look. He's got the trench coat, and he's done away with the white gloves. He's still got the white boots, but like I said, it's kind of that mix of military and superhero, which is very cool. Down here on the side, you do have a working holster. It's very cool. You can see they've done the newer thing where he's got mag pouches that replace the teeth. I mean, the teeth are still back there. You can see on the shirt. I can get my finger back there. They're still, like designed back there, but this is kind of what it's supposed to be now. Pouches, some grenades here on the side. Nothing really in the back which is good because it doesn't push his jacket out in weird ways and make him hard to pose. So we got a good look at the boots and everything. Nice texturing on the pants if you don't have these other figures like Sam Jackson, Nick Fury here, or the other Punisher. This is the similar buck to the other Punishers that they put out from Hasbro. It's got kind of almost like a corduroy feel to it. Some like vertical lines here. Goes up onto the shirt as well. Very cool stuff. The jacket's very nicely textured. It's got some kind of like some leathery cracks in it, and a nice kind of like glossy look to it too. It's like looks like a rain slick jacket. Very cool. As far as other things this guy comes with, he comes with a lot of accessories. I didn't really show you his pistol. First off, he comes with his pistol. Let me scoot a little closer to the light here, guys. Comes with this pistol, which is kind of a SIG, maybe. It looks kind of like a SIG. Very cool. It's all nickel plated. It's just kind of strange because it does have an integrated grip, which means that the bottom of this thing would probably be polymer, which means it probably should be black with a nickel-plated slide, but like, who would care about that except for nerds like me? Comes with an MP5K. K is for Kurtz. This is from Heckler & Koch. It's got an integrated forward grip on it, which is very cool, and an ACOG sight up on top. Very nice. This rifle I've seen before, or at least an approximation of it. I'm not positive. The thing that gives it away is the large barrel on it. I think it's like an anti-tank rifle, if I'm not mistaken. I do not know the name of it. If you do, let me know in the comments below. It's got this cool kind of integrated grip on the back here. It's very neat, but it is hard to get his thumb through there. That's a little difficult, but you will notice that they actually included the cheek rest, which is pretty cool. So, which makes this also for right-handed snipers. So, bummer for left-handers like me, but still. It also comes with an AK assault rifle. This would be probably closest to an AK-74, except it's got a modified grip, an M4 stock. Banana clip looks a little strange. Yeah, I know it's a banana mag, not a clip. Wah wah. It's also got an ACOG. Like everything he's got has an ACOG on it. What's neat is that they actually are pretty in scale to each other, which I think is cool. It's not as cool as if these were modular. That'd be like freaking awesome, but it's a neat touch, Try and keep them as close as you can. It's got a wrist on the front. You'll see there is, let's see, like a laser or a tack light there, and a forward grip attached to the wrist. Wrist is a rail integrated system, so it allows you to attach different accessories to the front of your rifle. Very cool, very cool. Dig it. And lastly, he comes with this shotgun, which is very cool, which is maybe Remington 870 style. It's got a EOTech red dot on top. It's got a wrist that replaces the forward grip, which is interesting. I assume that's a wrist because I don't know why they would build a tack grip that is integrated like that. It's very strange. A neat new handle. Shotgun. I'm sorry, not shotgun. This is not an M4 stock, but it's an M4 variant stock. Not sure exactly what kind. If you know, let me know. But yeah, they actually also have a shell holder here on the left side, which is really cool because they actually painted the shells, which is awesome. It's a nice little touch they didn't have to do, but I'm really glad that they did. It looks great. They've actually got the brass on the top there and red for the shells themselves. Very cool. This like strikes me as a gun that Punisher would use, You just come in there and just blast the crap out of everyone around him. As I said, it's difficult to get this in his hands. I haven't been able to do it at all in the right hand. Left hand, I can kind of get it going, but it's not perfect. The assault rifle seems to hold up pretty well. I'm glad that they didn't just give us the same Kalashnikov that they had given us with the other figures. Actually, even with this guy. You'll see this is actually a new mold, which is very cool. I'm glad that they did that. It is possible on these two-handed weapons to actually get both hands on the grips, which is really cool because it makes, you know, those kind of more convincing poses. Plus, you know, he's got this great articulation, these double hinges in his elbows, so you can get these rifles up here like really close to himself and really like make it convincing. As I say, then there we go. So, you know, kind of get a, maybe not a perfect rifle stance, but I'm also kind of trying to do this while not really keeping him off camera. So you can do a lot of great poses with this guy. The hips are probably what hurts it the most. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and run down the articulation while we're here. Okay, on the head, we've got that great hinge that Hasbro's been playing with that they borrowed from the old Toy Biz figures, but I think they're doing a really great job. I mean, look how far back his head goes. That's pretty great. I mean, if he was a flying figure, that's almost straight. Ooh, straight back. As you can see, there's also a ball joint there. So these heads can pop off very easily, which is cool for customization. But unfortunately, this one, the ball joint doesn't allow for much side-to-side movement. Very little. Got swivel hinge shoulders, and they don't quite go all the way down to his sides, which is a bit of a bummer. So he's always going to kind of be standing out to the sides. But really, he's Punisher, and you should always have a gun in his hand. And if he doesn't, you're a pansy, and you need to put one there. Swivel biceps, which work great. They go all the way around, you know. A neat touch here on the back that I noticed is that they actually have stitching that goes all the way down the back of the jacket, even onto the elbows. Very cool. Speaking of elbows, double jointed and very useful. They've got this nice indentation there, which, you know, in this kind of stance, you know, it kind of looks a little awkward. But when you actually get to use it, I mean, that's a whole 90 degrees on one joint. That's more than 90 degrees on one joint. And then the other joint, I mean, he can get his finger all the way up to his ear. If you want to pretend like he's talking into an earpiece, that's what I like to do with my man Sam over here. You know, very cool, very cool. And that operates the same way on both arms. He's got swivel hinge wrists, so all the way around, and then in and out, which is great for his two-handed rifle poses or shotgun poses. He's got a ball torso here. I don't know if that's one or two balls in there, but got a little side-to-side action, full rotation, and then, you know, some crunch, which, let me see if I can, okay, I'm going to hold his body straight as I can. You can see that's some pretty good crunch, but, you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of motion out of it just because the jacket's going to be in your way. His hips are limited. They are the V style, so they go up into his abdomen like this. So you have to kind of like swing them out and then turn the leg if you want to get an outward position on him. So that kind of stinks, but I mean, that's kind of a problem with the mold. There's not much they could do about that, short from redesigning this entire thing, which they could have done. I wouldn't have been mad at him for it, but you know, tooling what it is, and especially this being a replacement wave or a fill-in wave, I think it was a great solution. Double hinge knees, let me get that leg straight out, so that you can get some nice crouches. And I haven't been able to get this one to go super far back, but it goes pretty well. This one seems to fare a little bit better, but, you know, pretty good. The ankles will prevent you from getting into decent crouches anyway, because they are the Hasbro style, where you can kind of have to push forward to get them to go down, like push forward and pull, which is really nice, except, you know, getting to go the opposite way doesn't work out so good. Get him about that far. So if this is straight, he can only kind of like put his foot up on a rock. It's not a lot. You know, that's standard. That's how far he can move it. So not great, but certainly not bad. Now, I got this guy in a case, but because I did buy the case, they ended up being about $15 a piece from Bigbadtoystore. That is an awesome, awesome deal, because, like, if you were like me with the first series, like, you don't want to be looking for these things forever. I had a lot of trouble finding the first wave. I still don't have a Ghost Rider. I got a friend who's actually hooking me up. Thanks, Hicks Royal, you're the man. But I haven't got him yet. But yeah, to get these guys all in one case for about $15 a piece was a great deal. It's a great pack out. It only leaves you with 2 extra figures, so it's really awesome. Frank here is a great addition to my Marvel Legends. I like the new face. Not too serious, not too dopey. Just kind of perfect. Great weapons. Lots of weapons. I mean, look at all these these guns here. Here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a stand. This is a great figure. The only thing that I could say would improve him, aside from, you know, a little better in the hips and ankles, I would love to have seen him come with some kind of duffel bag or a briefcase to store some of these weapons. That would have been awesome. I know it's like beyond tooling cost by a lot, but that would have been very cool. But yeah, this is a great figure. I highly recommend picking him up if you can get him for, you know, 16 or less. He's definitely worth it. I'm really into his design, really into the paint job. If you didn't get to see, the black doesn't have a whole lot of paint on it, but the white does have a nice kind of wash to it, or like gray accenting, so it's not pure white, so he kind of looks like he's been in the, almost said a bad word, in the stuff a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, great action figure, great price, highly recommended. Check him out when you get the chance. They are dropping in stores now. I got mine from Bigbadtoystore. So yeah, very cool stuff. Make sure you check out InfiniteHollywood.com for more awesome news and reviews. Newt's doing a great job over there. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on, so check it out as soon as you can. I'd really appreciate it. He's the man, and you are too, by proxy if you go to his website. So make sure you do that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.